Hey everybody, this is Eric the Tyrannoceratops once again. So this is going to be kind of a different video for me to make. I know I've been absent from this channel. I was making another movie and that took up a lot of my time. Trust me, I still am going to be making that vaccines cause autism debunk video and going through a few of those arguments in that Creationism book that I bought. But I just thought this video is necessary because I think I need to come clean and honest with my subscribers. So, all of you are going to be confused, thinking, Eric, what the hell are you talking about? So, I want to make myself clear before I get into the nitty-gritty. I'm not trying to force anything onto anybody. My subscribers, I've noticed it's been a mixture of Christians and atheists. You know what? Any of you can believe whatever it is that you want. You want to be a Christian? Fine. It's your life. That's your prerogative. You know, whatever you believe should be because you made that decision, because you know, if you're going to believe anything, it should be because of evidence and good reasons overall. So I just want to make myself clear. I'm not forcing anything on anybody. Just by me explaining what I think, what I feel, what my experience is not forcing it onto anybody. That would be just like saying, if I'm going to tell you what my name is, that's not me telling you that should be your name too. That's just me telling you what my name is. I just want to get that out of the way. So, the nitty-gritty. There's been some changes in my life. Big changes. Big changes. What are these changes? Well, so my subscribers know that I've said I was a theistic evolutionist on this channel. Let me start from the beginning. Why I believed in God in the first place. I remember when I was extremely young, like before kindergarten, I asked my mom, "Is God real?" She had that look on her face like, "Oh shoot, what do I tell him?" That's the thing about me. I've always not been afraid to ask those big questions. And she said yes. And then afterwards, I thought, okay, because I was young, and she was like, okay, she's my mom. She's the ultimate authority. She said God's real, so therefore God must be real. Therefore, I believed all my life that God exists because of that. And then I remember my brother once mentioned, Eric, there's some people who don't believe in God. I was so confused he said that. I was like, wait, why would they not believe in God? It was because of what my mom said. I thought that, my mom being the ultimate authority, that my mom is right, that God is real. So there should be no reason to doubt that he exists. And then, I still believed in God in junior high and high school, but, one big thing that turned me off from Christianity, starting late elementary school, junior high and high school, My parents would argue with me about horror films because of religious reasons. That really irked me because, it's something I was passionate about, something that was a part of my identity. And they're trying to take that away because of religious reasons. That kind of left a bad taste in my mouth about religion, just to be honest with you. It really reminds me of the situation with Chris Stuckman and, his story with being a Jehovah's Witness. How they took issue with the movies he was watching and making were violent. Watching his video definitely reminded me of that. So I want to make myself clear. It wasn't like I became an atheist in middle school and high school and late elementary school. I still believed in God, but I didn't practice Christianity. Then I became a Christian again a year after I graduated, only because a friend of mine committed suicide. That was the only reason why that I became a Christian. Why I became a Christian again, thinking that, I'm going to see them again. I'm going to see them again in the afterlife. And then there was that little domino that fell when I had the question about dinosaurs. Everybody knows about that story by now, so I really don't need to bring that up again. 6 days when the Bible's, wait, what? Dinosaurs lived millions of years ago? So anyways, I resolved that issue. I was perfectly happy with being a theistic evolutionist and being believing in God and the Bible. Perfectly happy. But man, there were some people at my church who treated me like utter garbage over me not believing the earth is 6,000 years old, over me believing that God tinkers with evolution. That was one of the things that got me to think Christianity is a cult. But I was trying to rationalize it, trying to justify it, saying, that's more of the sinner's problem, and that's not the problem with God. So, I was dating this girl named Chrissy for 2 years. Excuse me. I was a Christian, and she claimed she was Christian. But she definitely didn't act like it. She would talk crap about Christianity all the time because of the LGBT community. I was trying to save her from her faith. I was trying to convince her how Christianity is true, that you don't need to let this affect your faith. Chrissy is like this. It's either her way or the highway. If she doesn't agree with you, then she's not going to take your advice. And pretty much, she never would take advice from anybody. Even when she would reach out for help, indicating that she needed help, when people would give her the help, she wouldn't take that advice. So it's like, okay, then what's the point to reaching out then? She ended up cheating on me. I was devastated about that. So I thought, okay, I'm going to go find a Christian girlfriend and, and hopefully this won't happen again. That way I can better cling on to my faith. 2 years after Christy and I broke up, I found a new girlfriend who went on by the name Genocide on YouTube. Things were going great with Genocide and I. Thinking that I finally found the love of my life. And then her dad was really hard to deal with. Like, look, I get it. It's his daughter. He's wanted to protect his baby. But he would go out of his way to accuse me of doing the worst things. He would automatically assume the worst things out of me. he was really hard to deal with. Her dad was a pastor, still is as far as I'm concerned. He would doubt my faith. He was just a hard person to deal with. I tried being friends with him. When I met him in person, he pretty much was threatening me at the family reunion. And I didn't talk to him for the rest of the reunion. I'm like, then he got upset about that. I'm like, well, yeah, you wonder why you pretty much were threatening me at your family reunion. Gosh. Man. He was saying, oh, well, if I find out you're doing anything sexual with her before marriage, I'm going to come down to Montana. My gosh. Jeez, dude. Take a chill pill. And then Januside. So, I'm going a little bit too far ahead. Okay, this video is unscripted. Let me rewind a little bit back and further before Januside. I've done debates on YouTube about creationism versus evolution. My first debate was with Kent Hovind. My second debate was with a young earth creationist by the name of Cody Sorensen. Dapper Dino was the moderator. Somebody asked us both, why do you believe in Christianity? I don't remember who it was. I don't remember what Cody's answer was. But my answer was, well, atheists like to accuse Christians of believing things that are based off of faith and no evidence, but the Greek word pistis, the word used for faith in the Bible, actually means belief because of evidence. Dapper Dino called me out on that. He was saying, Eric, that's a language you do not speak. And he was saying, Eric, I've gone to college for history and I believe English. If the Dapper Dino is watching this, and if he's watching this, please correct me in the comments. So that was a big domino that fell for me. So going back to the girlfriend thing, I thought, well, shoot, maybe if I find a Christian girlfriend, that will help for me to cling on to my faith. Then Januside came along, but then Januside hid it from me the entire year that we dated, that she wanted to transition into a man, but she was scared because the church she grew up in is the Church of Christ. They have a really strict policy where if you're gay, transgender, or whatever, they'll shun you and they'll never talk to you ever again. So she was scared of losing her friends and family over her turning into a dude. Some people might say I'm simplifying it too much. Well, that's pretty much what she was wanting to do. Turn into a dude. So and there's nothing wrong with simplicity either. Then she told me, well, the only reason why that she dated me was because she thought that her getting into a healthy relationship would help her with her thoughts. So that entire time I thought it was a genuine romance. It wasn't. And then that got me to think, okay, it gave me cult vibes. It made me think Christianity is a cult. Because of all the times I went to church, being a theistic evolutionist, telling them I'm going to college for paleontology, instantly they would bring up young earth creationist talking points like the T-Rex soft tissue, the earth being created in 6 literal days. I mean, I even got shunned from Celebrate Recovery, a Christian rehabilitation group, over me reading a book by Hugh Ross. You know, that made me think Christianity is a cult. I know that might be a controversial statement to say because, you know, it depends on how you define cult. But, you know, then after Januside and I broke up, friend of mine named Sheen, who I've been friends with for years now, you know, we talked on Skype or Facebook Messenger a while ago. He pointed this out to me. He's like, Eric, I noticed you don't really talk about God anymore. And then he was like, oh, shoot. Does he have a point? Am I still a Christian? I'm like, okay. After that debate with Cody Sorensen that the Dapper Dino moderated, I didn't go to church as much anymore. I didn't pray as much anymore. When I would go to church, I just didn't feel that feeling anymore. I didn't really talk about God anymore. I really stopped talking about God with my friends and family. I stopped posting about it on Facebook a lot. Back then on my Facebook, I posted a lot of stuff about God because I thought that I was doing God's work. And then this big domino fell. The biggest domino out of them all, just to be honest with all of you, my friend who committed suicide after Jenny said and I broke up. I went to her grave. I was expressing to her frustration about how some things in my life didn't turn out the way how I wanted them to. And then I said in frustration, you know, I hope I'm actually talking to you and I'm not just here sitting here talking to myself. I was bold enough to do this. There's a site called justanswers.com where you can ask an expert on whatever it is. Doesn't matter what it is, you can ask an expert on whatever it is. So I was bold and I asked a professional in the qualified field. You know, I like to be a rational person, believe things because of evidence. To claim that you are an expert in something in which you are not is the Dunning-Kruger effect. And you know, if I'm going to claim that I know something about any topic more than an expert, then, going back to what I said, that's the Dunning-Kruger effect. So I got a response from the expert and they said, you can't prove that. There's no evidence for that. When people do that, that's just their way. It's just a way of grieving. You know, it's a way for them to feel comfort. That was a huge domino that fell because the entire time, all of my life being a Christian, believing in God, I was under the impression, okay, I'm going to see all my loved ones again, preparing for the afterlife. And then to hear from that expert that no, I actually wasn't speaking to my friend who died, I was just talking to myself, it made me feel like that all that time was wasted. I would go to her grave nearly for 10 years only to realize that was all a load of crap. Just to be blunt about it, that I wasn't actually talking to her. That it was all just in my head. Thinking that, oh, well, now my friend knows about all these things that she needed to know about. Knowing that, no, she actually doesn't know about it. I mean, the truth hurts. But I would rather be hurt with the truth than to be comforted with a lie. Huge domino that fell. Huge. Worse than the other ones. I can't stress that enough. How big of a domino that truly was. And then I thought, okay, I have Christian apologist friends. I'm not going to mention their names here. I thought, okay, I'm friends with these apologists. They give intellectual reasons to believe in Christianity. I thought, okay, if there's any way to prove if I truly was speaking to my friend who died at her grave, I felt like the only way how you can prove that is if you prove Christianity. So One of them said this: Eric, you can't prove God exists. You need to just be honest with yourself. If you just don't believe in God anymore, you need to just be honest with yourself. Or maybe it's one of those things that you can just come back to it. I was shocked to hear that. Because I was thinking, okay, they're all going to give me intellectual, really good reasons to believe in God. That was what I got. And the other stuff they gave me was, arguments that have been going on forever, like the fine-tuning argument. And then I said this, okay, if you want to prove Christianity, prove the resurrection. Young earth creationists love to use a straw man saying that, oh, well, if Genesis isn't literal, then Christianity is not true. Clearly it says in Corinthians otherwise. In Corinthians it says, if Jesus didn't rise from the dead, then your faith is futile. It says nothing about Genesis being literal or not. So then I said, okay, do you have any evidence for the resurrection besides the Bible? Outside of the Bible? One of them said this: well, I know it's a logical fallacy to use the Bible to prove the Bible, but it says in the Bible, I'm paraphrasing, that's not what they said word for word, but it pretty much is what they said. After they said that, I said to this in my head, wait. You know it's a logical fallacy to say I'm going to use the Bible to prove the Bible, but you're going to use that argument anyway? I was expecting to get really intellectual arguments. And that's what I got, was a logical fallacy. So after that I thought, shoot, what am I going to do? So after me and Jenny's side broke up, I thought, okay, maybe if I find another Christian girlfriend, this might help me. There was this one girl I met off of there. We met up every now and then. We became friends. I thought, okay, maybe getting in a relationship with her will help me. I expressed to her, hey, do you think maybe we could try to be boyfriend and girlfriend? She said, Eric, I only see us as just friends. If that's how she feels, great, You can't force somebody to have feelings for you. But I thought, and then being back on dating sites, I was meeting all these girls who were not Christian. And I put it on my dating profile saying, oh, this is important to me. And I feel like I missed out on some opportunities with some girls who could have been good for me. So after that, I was thinking really hard about what one of those Christian apologists said to me. Eric, you need to be honest with yourself. I've claimed, ever since the debate with Cody, I've claimed that I was still a Christian. But I didn't talk about God anymore. I didn't really feel God's presence at church anymore. I didn't really pray anymore. It was painful. About a month ago, I was in my bedroom right in there. I was walking back and forth thinking about it, stressing out about it. Then I said to myself out loud, this is my first time saying this on YouTube. Gonna be real with all of you. A month ago was when I said, screw it. I'm an atheist now. I mean, if any of you believe in Christianity, still fine. But I just personally just don't feel like there's any intellectual reasons for me to believe in Christianity anymore. And some of the people who I did tell that I'm an atheist now, they said, well, you were never a true Christian. I hate that argument with a burning passion. Because it's so arrogant to say that. I thought I was doing I thought I was pleasing God by purchasing this cross. When I lived in my parents' house, I had this. At my old apartment, I had this cross. Even at my new apartment, right in there, the entire time I've had this cross there. I finally took it down like last Saturday, and I replaced it with an autograph from Greg Sestero from The Room. And I have this Bible verse right there hung up in my apartment. You know, love is kind and whatnot. That verse. I used to go to church 3 times a week. I used to pray constantly. I talked about God all the time. I believed with all my heart and soul. I mean, soul. I don't believe in a soul anymore. Okay, let me rephrase that. I believed with all my heart in Christianity. And it's so arrogant for anybody to claim that they know me better than anybody else. A Christian, by definition, is somebody who believes that Jesus rose and died for them. You know, that Jesus died and then rose again. Somebody who believes the Bible. I was that person. There's no one else who knows myself better than anybody else but me. That is the worst argument I've ever heard from Christians. That's even worse than the Echostones. And that's saying a lot, because Echostones, that's like the bottom of the barrel kind of argument. You know? Losing my faith in God has been really hard for me. Because all my 99.9% of my friends are Christians. My family are Christians. One of my geology tutors I've had is a Christian. Now look, I'm not saying don't be a Christian. If you feel like there's good reasons for you to be a Christian, fine. I'm just saying that I don't anymore. If anybody has any intellectual reason for me to believe in Christianity with sufficient evidence, I'm begging of you, I would love to see it. I love the thought of being able to see my loved ones again in the afterlife. But I just, I try to be a critical thinker. I just don't. I know that there's Christians who do believe, Christians out there who genuinely believe that there are intellectual reasons for it. But there are some Christians that are anti-intellectual. So, I'm not saying that Christians aren't intelligent. There are intelligent Christians out there, who do believe that there are good reasons to believe in Christianity. If you have that, I would love to see it. I've looked into apologetics, and after using those arguments, I would get creamed. So if these arguments can get debunked, then if they can be debunked, then I don't think that they're good arguments. So trust me, losing my faith in God was really hard. Because I believed my entire life that there was a God. So, to be honest with you, the only reason why that I made that video, why the Bible doesn't mention dinosaurs, was because I was dating Jenny's side at that time. I wanted to prove to her dad that yes, I am serious about my faith. Because her dad was accusing me of not being serious about my faith. And there's going to be some changes on my YouTube channel. If If Christians want to come onto my channel, I have no issue with that. I welcome anybody of any belief system, whatever it is. If you're male, female, transgender, or Buddhist, atheist, agnostic, Christian, Jehovah's Witness, whatever. Anybody is welcome onto my YouTube channel. I'm just saying there's going to be some changes on my channel. That I might, there's a good chance in the future of my channel, there might be video. Back then I more so was debunking some claims from young earth creationists. But now that I'm an atheist, there's a possibility that I might debunk some Christian claims that, that aren't just from young earth creationists. So I don't want to make this video too long. This is already half an hour long. I truly didn't mean to make this video that long. But I just thought all of you should know the changes. Yes, I went on Neil 604 Atheist channel. That was at the very tail end of my days as a Christian. And that was after, those Christian, that encounter I had with the Christian apologists. And, I've been told all my life, atheists are evil. But after discovering the world for myself, actually meeting atheists, they're not evil at all. Like Tony Reed from Creationism Taught Me Real Science, he's one of the coolest people I have ever met. And I think he's extremely nice. I feel lied to. So just understand that this is a really big transition in my life. I'm still processing all of this. I would just like the support from all of my subscribers. I know some of my Christian subscribers may not like me looking into Christian claims that aren't from young earth creationists. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But, beliefs, you should only have any belief because of evidence, if there are sufficient reasons for it. If there's evidence that contradicts your beliefs, maybe it's time to get new beliefs. You need to be honest about what it is that you believe. So, I really don't want to make this video too long. I just thought all of my subscribers deserve to know the truth about what's been going on with my life. This is my first time being more open about it because I haven't even told very, very few friends no. Not even my closest friends know. Not even my family knows. It's not that I'm afraid that they'll disown me. I'm just afraid that it'll cause sadness. And, I try to be a good person. I don't like the feeling that I'm responsible for why someone's crying. I just don't. I hate that. Because, like I said, I try to be a good person. But, now that I'm an atheist, I've been trying to sell this. Facebook Marketplace, nobody has said that they're interested. If any of my Christian friends want to buy this, I feel like that this deserves to go to a good home. If you want it, hit me up. Also wanted to look into selling that Bible verse thing I have on my wall. Well, that guy said I need to be honest with myself. I am. I just don't think, I know I'm being so redundant. But if I just don't believe in God anymore, I need to just be honest. The truth shall set you free. The truth may piss you off, but it shall set you free. You all have a nice day. I am Eric the Tyrannoceratops, and I'm out.